Con Lauri from the Rasmus.
Hey.
How are you, Lauri?
Good. Nice to be back in Mexico.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you back because, as I told before in Spanish, Mexico has one of the most large fan bases of all the world for you.
Yes, that's
So,
true.
Every time you come here, every time you have new singles, also to show Mexico is always there and supporting you. And first of all, Dark Matters.
Last 5 years, there's been a lot of things happening in my life. I moved to another country, started living in Los Angeles about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's a big change. It's such a big difference to Finland. You know, it's like day and night, basically, literally. So that you know, you have a lot of emotions, of course, you know, homesickness and, you know, missing friends and making new friends and, you know, starting a new life, and it's also exciting at the same time. And that was a good source for inspiration for songwriting. But also I got divorced last year after being together for 12 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, big things happened in my life, so I felt that it was time to write new songs, and there was a reason for it. And maybe you know, in my lyrics I use a lot of metaphors and, you know, like cover things up a little bit and maybe color them up. But behind there's always true stories, and that's been like that, you know, from the very beginning. When we started in '94, you know, I was still in school. On the 8th grade, we played the first gig in a Christmas party in our school, and I think we had like 3 songs, our own songs. And the lyrics were something like being in school and, you know, like how I want to be different and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that was very honest, and it's been like that.
I mean, now talking about your past, your first gig in a Christmas show, but do you remember which was the first show you saw live and you said like, wow, I want to be there, I want to be a rock star?
Yeah. It was a show together, Guns N' Roses and Skid Row, these 2 bands. They played a concert in Finland in an ice hall. I think I was maybe 12 years old then. And my sister, I have a big sister, and she took me over to see the show. And I was like, whoa, it was crazy. You know, it was, at those days, they used to have like big stages, and they could, you know, run around the ice hall and play everywhere and hang from the ceiling, and like I was like amazed how great it was. And of course I liked the music, so that was one of the eye-opening moments for me as like a big rock show could be.
And I mean, when you saw that, you wanted to be a performer, a songwriter, a singer, or you just said, I want to do music?
Well, I didn't start singing before I was maybe 16. Because my sister, actually, again, my sister,
it's okay.
my big hero, she forced me, and she said, like, you have to start singing. You know, I was playing guitar and I was playing drums and different instruments before, but she said, like, you have to sing. That's, you know, the coolest thing to do. So, but that was when I was maybe 16 when I tried that first time. But I had bands before. I started playing piano when I was 5 years old, and I really hated it. I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. You know, all the other kids are going skateboarding or something. I have to play piano at home. But now, later on, after that, you know, I've been very grateful for my parents that they, you know, forced me to play this instrument, and I got in touch with music, and that's how my whole life changed the course.
You talk a lot about your sister and a musical hero, also personal hero. So when you have a song that you feel it's like ready to be recorded or released, is she the first person you go to and show your music, or someone else?
Many times, yes. I played to my family, my dad, my mom, which sounds weird, but maybe because it was like that when I was a kid and we started the band and I had some other projects, maybe, you know, that was the first true feedback I could get. But also I have a son, he's 9 years old, and I like to play him, you know, he'd be the first audience.
And what he says? Cool, Dad.
Well, he's really like honest. And sometimes I'm a bit scared, you know, when I'm playing something. But maybe he's still in this age that, you know, Dad is the coolest. So. Maybe after a couple of years, I should not play to him first.
And okay, so let's take me into your writing process. You write the music for the Rasmus. So you're now in LA. You go to your house. You go to the beach. Where do you like to write? Is there a special place?
And for the inspiration, don't need a special place. I do it a lot with Pauli, the guitarist, and he had come to LA a couple of times last year, and we're starting writing songs for the new album, and maybe go to the beach, or maybe sometimes I have like a summer place in Finland by the lake. It's like very peaceful, tiny house, and very quiet, and there's a lot of nature and forest around, and we have gone there and have drinks and look at the fire and romanticize the feel, the thing that you have to get to the right mood to write the song.
Yeah.
But I think the ideas, they can come anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Paradise, but then I listen to Silver Night. I mean, going deeper in the music specifics, the guitar riff is just wonderful. But also, like, the voice is so smooth, it feels like an embrace. And the lyrics is like going someone through a painful and lonely situation. So how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, maybe that also has like the vibe that I've moved away from Finland. I'm being now the lonely wolf in a new city, and I kind of like that. I enjoy being alone. It's a beautiful thing. If you know that you have heard somewhere, you can go to your friends, but take distance, look from the outside. And in this song, it's like this kind of lonely wolf that he's been left out of the pack, and he's like somehow different, and maybe doesn't really fit in, and it's kind of a sad but a beautiful story.
And so I was wondering about the title of the album, because it has like these two sides, but the name is Dark Matter. So why the name?
Dark Matters, yeah, because obviously the lyrics are quite dark and moody. Like always, we've had this with the Rasmus. There's a lot of mystery and so on, so that fits the name. But also dark matter, as you know, in the astronomical thing, it's very fascinating to me. What is it? It's 80% of the whole universe is dark matter. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's like, and we don't know what it is, and like it just fascinates me. I have to say, I have this little nerd inside me. Like I have a, what do you call this? Like a
telescope.
Telescope, yeah. I got it for a Christmas gift some couple of years ago, and
did you see the eclipse?
Yeah, I saw it. I was in LA.
Yeah.
I could see, like, it wasn't the full thing in Los Angeles, but it was pretty good. So I'm really curious what's going on in space.
And I have also like a quick game. It's called Word Matters. So I'm gonna say the word to you, and you have to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay?
All right, let's do it.
So let's play Word Matters with Rasmus. So the first word is childhood.
My son.
Melancholy.
Finland.
Friends.
Finland.
Love.
My son.
Fans.
Crazy.
Tour.
Mexico.
Ice cream.
Chocolate.
Movie.
Valerian.
Hero.
James Bond.
Freedom.
Bob Marley.
Finland.
Forest.
And Mexico.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Esa fue la entrevista con Lauri de The Rasmus para Alfa 91.3.